I first met Michael in Ireland. It was 1963, the same year Dana Wynter turned down an offer that could have changed her life. The chance to open a performance center in South Africa, for the equivalent of nearly $680,000 today. Her agent warned that refusing would destroy her career, but she didn't care. She couldn't support anything that enforced apartheid. That decision marked the beginning of a secret chapter in her life that would last 13 years. Under FBI surveillance and using the code name Nightingale, she donated more than $2 million in today's money to causes Hollywood preferred to ignore. By the time anyone realized what she had done, she had already vanished from the spotlight. Dana Wynter was born Dagmar Wynter on June 8, 1931 in Berlin, to a British surgeon and a Hungarian mother. Germany was already on edge. Hitler hadn't yet taken power, but danger was in the air. By 1933, the Nazis ruled, and her family fled to England, fearing persecution for their mixed heritage and foreign ties. England offered little peace. In 1939, when Dana was 8, her father traveled to Morocco for surgery and then visited friends in southern Rhodesia, now Zimbabwe. He fell in love with the land and decided to move the family there. Dana had no say in it. Her teenage years unfolded amid the harsh realities of colonial rule, where white settlers controlled nearly everything and black Africans were forced into poverty. She saw inequality up close, and it stayed with her for life. As she grew, Dagmar became Dana, pronounced Darnu. The change symbolized her determination to define herself. In 1949, she entered medical school at Rhodes University, the only woman in a class of 150 men. She worked hard but felt trapped in expectations not her own. A small role in a campus play opened something in her. Acting gave her a voice she never had in medicine. Within a year, she quit medical school, defying her father's plans. She survived on odd jobs, modeling, radio, waiting tables, while facing sexism and racism all around her. The entertainment world in Johannesburg mirrored the country's divisions. Black performers were banned from white venues, and police patrolled every event. Dana couldn't stomach it. In 1951, desperate for change, she left for London with almost no money. She enrolled at RADA but had to drop out after 6 months because she couldn't afford tuition. For 2 years she struggled, going to hundreds of auditions, often hungry, sometimes selling her belongings just to eat. Her first film role in The Woman's Angle earned her $15 for 3 minutes of screen time, but it kept her hope alive. In 1953, she took another leap, moving to New York with nothing but determination. She earned $75 for her first TV appearance and survived on peanut butter sandwiches in a cramped apartment in Hell's Kitchen. She rejected modeling contracts that offered far more money because she refused to trade her dignity for fame. Everything changed in 1955 when she met Hollywood lawyer Greg Boutzer, one of the most famous men in town. Despite her initial resistance, they married the next year and remained together until 1981, with one son born in 1960. Around the same time, 20th Century Fox signed her to a 7-year deal worth the modern equivalent of $4 million. Critics compared her to Grace Kelly, and she won a Golden Globe for Most Promising Newcomer. She starred in The View from Pompey's Head and D-Day, the 6th of June, working with major stars like Robert Taylor and Richard Todd. Though gossip followed her, she focused on her craft. Her most famous role came in Invasion of the Body Snatchers 1956, a low-budget film shot in just 23 days that became a Cold War classic. Her performance as Becky Driscoll helped redefine women's roles in horror films, portraying intelligence and quiet strength instead of helplessness. The following years brought challenging films like Something of Value 1957, with Rock Hudson and Sidney Poitier, which tackled racism in colonial Kenya, and Shake Hands with the Devil 1959, about the Irish War of Independence, where she endured freezing conditions and real explosions during filming. In 1960, she co-starred in Sink the Bismarck, but clashed with the director, who reduced her character's importance. Despite success, she grew frustrated with Hollywood's treatment of women. In 1965, she made one of the boldest moves of her career, turning down the lead role in The Sound of Music. She was tired of playing the same elegant archetype. The film went on to make hundreds of millions, but Dana never regretted her decision. After her film career slowed, she worked extensively in television, appearing in shows like Wagon Train, Alfred Hitchcock Hour, Cannon, and Magnum P.I. Between 1961 and 1975, she appeared in over 40 episodes across 25 shows. Though she earned up to $15,000 per episode, her roles grew smaller as she aged. By 50, she found herself playing characters written for younger women. "Hollywood discards women over 45 like yesterday's newspapers," she once said. She eventually moved to Ireland, buying a home in Glendalough for $45,000. She joined the Irish series Bracken and embraced rural life, learning Gaelic and gaining the respect of locals. Her home became her refuge, a Georgian-style house filled with Irish furniture, art, and relics from her travels. It was there she began writing. In 1963, just before leaving the film world behind, she had made that fateful choice to reject apartheid money. But instead of fading away, she quietly joined the anti-apartheid movement. Between 1965 and 1978, she attended secret meetings, smuggled banned books into South Africa, and funded education for dozens of exiled children. The FBI tracked her for 18 months, labeling her a potential subversive. Her code name in the movement, Nightingale, reflected her quiet but tireless efforts. In the early 1970s, she worked with Dalton Trumbo and Peter Weir on a film exposing apartheid, The Broken Chain, but the project was sabotaged after intelligence leaks. She received death threats from Pretoria and lost her insurance coverage, yet she donated her entire investment to the ANC's education fund. She later persuaded several major Hollywood stars, including Rock Hudson and Elizabeth Taylor, to boycott South African projects, compiling what she called the Wynter List, a secret record of companies profiting from apartheid. Her activism didn't end there. She wrote a series of essays called Letters from the Heart of Darkness, documenting life under segregation. Publishers refused to print them, fearing backlash, so she locked them in a Geneva safe deposit box until 1994, when they were finally donated to the International Court of Justice. By the late 1980s, she returned to public writing through her Guardian column Grassroots, exposing celebrity tax evasion in Ireland. Her reporting led to changes in Irish residency laws. In the 1990s, her articles in National Review, Country Living, and the Irish Times revealed labor abuses in Rhodesia, Hollywood harassment blacklists, and exploitation of migrant workers in California. Her investigations led to real consequences: fines, resignations, and new union rules. Despite this, she refused lucrative book deals that offered millions for gossip about her Hollywood years. She chose integrity over money, even as she lived modestly on $6